Hi, I'm in Cyprus, of course. It's, what's the time? Hang on, what's the time? It's 1:20 in the morning here, so it's about 11:20 in the UK. I'm here to talk about Big Brother because I haven't done a video since it started this year, and I really want to talk about it because there's so much shit going down and there's so many people saying different things and different loyalties, and I have to say my bit as well. So while I'm pacing up and down, let's talk. Time Warp Week. Time Warp Week. I'm not a fan of it, right? Right, we started off right, we had some really good housemates, really great balance of arguments, people getting on. I was enjoying it. Then they did the 4 in, 4 out. Now, as exciting as that was, there was really no need for it, unless their ratings were low, which I don't know because it's actually impossible to find what their ratings are for some reason. But I didn't see the point of doing that. And then, okay, we brought Mark in, and it was a case of all of us going, oh, I don't like this wanker. And then he's all right, he's a nice bloke really, but then he's a wanker again, and you really don't know where you are with him. He's been good for the show, he's been entertaining, there's no question about that, but I love watching him, I wouldn't want to live with him. Simple as that, because he'd be an absolute nightmare. You would have to deck him. I mean, and I don't believe half the stuff the geezer says. He's a scientist, don't believe it. He's a fan of superheroes, he's a geek, don't believe him. I think he's just trying to attract all the different demos of people watching so he can win the show. He also said he'd give away the money, he doesn't want to win the money. He doesn't think he's going to win, but he thinks he'll get in the final. Big of you, dude. Total bullshit. He wouldn't give away the money, no one would unless you're a millionaire. The only person that I can remember giving away the money is that wonderful man Craig from BB1, and he's a unique guy. So, and the people that have been since then are not in that mentality. So that's what I think. That's what I think of that situation. So very predictably, when we heard they were going to send in legends, I knew Helen Wood would be going in because they want drama, they want negativity, they want arguments. So what do? You send Helen in there. Helen can't help herself, she's what she is. I ain't got the time to go on about Helen Wood because there's just no time. She doesn't grate on me as much as she does on some people. I understand why people don't like her, and I also, sometimes I think she speaks absolute sense, but people don't want to hear it. And sometimes she can be a bit unfeeling and a bit cold, and it's kind of, for a lot of us, it's a bit weird for that mentality, but she don't get to me that much. But the whole situation for me with Time Warp Week, and I keep on saying it wrong, Time Warp Week. I'm not drunk, I haven't had a drop tonight, but the whole thing with that, I thought it was needless. There was no need to do it. So then we've had, the whole thing this week is, Mark wants Harry out. He knows he's got a problem with Harry. She will manipulate the others against him. As soon as Helen and the rest of them go, he's got a massive problem. This is why I don't get his attitude. He's going, you know, he's acting all gung-ho, team Mark, team Helen. But the problem is, as soon as she walks out, they're going to go for him, they're going to nominate him, unless the producers find another way to cheat the rest of them out of nominating, so they can keep him in for another week, because he's highly entertaining, and we know that. But I don't understand his attitude, because he knows they're going to go for him, but he needs Harry to go, or he's fucked. It's as simple as that. He needs Harry to go, or he's in a lot of trouble. So what he's done, and what Helen's done, they manipulate the situation so Harry's up against very strong opposition. So Chloe, you would imagine Chloe versus Harry, Chloe would stay, not enough people hate her, because with a vote to evict, it's about hate. It's not about love, it's not about saving, it's about a vote to evict. That's about hate. So they're not going to evict Chloe, who I absolutely adore, and I don't think she's boring, by the way. She's a lovely down-to-earth girl, and I love watching her, and that's not boring. Being a person is not boring. She's there, she's interacting. It's not all about arguments all the time. You can watch people getting on and seeing developments of the relationships with the housemates. It doesn't all have to be, hey, you fucking bastard, I'm going to kill you after school, you know, that crap. So, the Chloe nomination, very sad, but I know why they're doing it. And then Christian, yes, I've called him bland myself. He's a nice chap, but he's not contributing anything. But the whole thing is, they've put everyone up because they know those people won't go and Harry will go. Now, it'll be very interesting because we know for a fact there's going to be another, I think at least 1 or 2 going up. There's just been an announcement, actually. Someone else has gone up, and I don't know who that is right now, and I'm missing bots, so I'm not going to know. But that's not really a big deal because I can watch it on the highlight show anyway tomorrow. I don't need to know it exclusively. It actually spoils it for the highlight show, so never mind about that. So, this has been an interesting week for Danny, hasn't it, actually? Very interesting week because he's clearly a genuine nice guy and he's starting to get riled by his mates, by the original lot. Before, he's been all for the original lot, he's been sticking up for them, and this week he feels a bit stabbed in the back, and you can tell that definitely how they've been running to Helen and trying to arse lick and so they don't get nominated. And he feels betrayed, and I think what he said about Jade and Nick being manipulators and playing a game of tactical, he's absolutely spot on. He hasn't got that wrong. He's not wrong to say that. The guy's spot on. I like Danny, and if Danny won, it wouldn't bother me one little bit. Great guy. Joel, great guy. Love to see him win, even though he's a Tory. But I forgive you. I love the guy. He's a lovely lad. I do like Nick, but what Helen said in tonight's show was absolutely spot on, actually. All this bed hopping, all this showmance, I hate it. And that's why I applauded Danny when he was kind of shying away with Sarah, because I want to see personalities, I want to see friendships. We're not really interested, because we all know these like relationships in the house are fake. Oh, and before I go, I've got to talk Brian and Jade. Right, before I do, well done Brian for, you know, shouting Helen down. And she's actually intimidated by him. You can actually tell, which is great. Because he's had every right to stand up and say, you know, you're a cold-hearted bitch and what you're doing is wrong. But this thing with Jade is total bullshit. It's total fake. And please don't insult our intelligence. We're not stupid. All right, some of us are. And some of us fall for it all. And when he went to kiss her, she looked absolutely petrified and disgusted. She didn't look up for it. Then they were under the covers, which was absolute fake. Fake as fuck, right? They were not doing anything under the covers. They were kicking the sheets and doing shit like that. I mean, go and get some fucking acting lessons, you know what I mean? That was absolute shit. They were not doing anything. And all the housemates were going, look what they're doing. They're kicking around under the covers. I mean, it's not even good acting. I mean, even Simon's a better actor than that, and he's meant to be an actor, and he can't act to save his bacon. But yeah, so this Time War week's been really insane, and I think hasn't done Mark any favours. I actually like Mark. I think Mark's a nice guy, but I think a lot of the stuff with him is bullshit. The scientists, the superhero things. He's probably a nice guy. Sometimes he comes across as a nice guy, but he can also come across really vile, and there's no need for it. Everyone wants to win 150 grand. Even when they say, oh, I don't want to win the money, I'm just here for the experience. Really? Yeah, you don't want 150 grand? No, you don't want 150 grand. Unless you're a millionaire, which you're not, you basically want 150 grand, don't you? I bloody would, and I probably would do anything in my power to get it. But in the end, you see, the thing is, when you're in there, it's really difficult because you're up against all these different people. They're daring you to say the truth constantly because they know they could target you by you and start arguments and excuses to nominate you. So it's really difficult. So whatever you plan before you go in there, it all goes out the window because it's absolutely chaotic. I think this year's been great. It's been the best year on 5. No need for bringing the so-called legends in there, not legends. The 4 in 4 out was actually really sad because yes, you could say that Kieran wasn't the most entertaining housemate, but nice guy. Again, with the twins, nice girls. Were they contributing? Well, they were actually quiet and getting involved with things, with arguments, especially about eggs. And of course, Sarah and Harriet, you know, they were cool, they were brilliant, especially Harriet. She's awesome. So there wasn't really any need to do the 4 in 4 out. It was just a rating stunt, and it's kind of sad. It's sad that it had to happen like that. That is all I've got time for. I had to speak. I had to do it. Good night, BB fans. We will speak again. I'm not going to bed. I'm not tired. Nighty night.